The Nets to measure themselves against the Milwaukee Bucks. Vice versa there a little bit. Then the dynamic's going to change when Kyrie Irving returns. But for now, it's Giannis, KD, and Harden sharing the floor. All those guys have an MVP award. Really, Giannis and KD, they're like guarding vertical snakes in there. Their last game, Harden, Durant scored or assisted on 107 of 122 points, and they were dominant, as you would imagine, again in this one. There's Harden driving. He can get his own. ISO ball, Durant, he can get his own. Tough check for Chris Middleton. Playing off each other. Durant in transition. Got a wall of defenders. All right. Beat Harden. He'll get through there. A little foul hunting. Doesn't get it, but he gets the bucket. Harden in transition again. All the attention. All of them. Hey, don't forget, 7 coming through there. A little crunch with one hand. Easy dunk. First half, Harden, Durant, they each scored 11 points. They combined for 11 assists. So that's not 10. That's one more. It's 11. Yes, so the Nets led by 1.5. 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Nets lead 101-100. Harden, crosses over Dante DiVincenzo. And in emergencies, of course, Harden can be used as a flotation device. Harden in transition. 34 points here. That was a tough lay in there. One more time. Picks it up. Not even a travel for O. James. Give him the bucket. Looked like the Nets were going to pull away. They were up 7, but 6 minutes to go. Here's Giannis Antetokounmpo going to assert himself a little bit. Holiday, there he's cutting nobody around. Straight line to the basket. He had 34 in this one. Minute later, Bucks trail by 3. Give me some Splash Mountain. Brook Lopez, the former Net, 9 years there, big shot. We're even at 110. 80 seconds to go, tied at 119. Holiday gonna miss. There's Giannis to put it back. That's his only shot in the final 3 minutes. Wow. Only shot. Questionable. Nets possession. Harden. Here's a guy who's going to live well with this threesome that's there, and that's Joe Harris. I'll just be out here behind the arc hitting threes. 5 of 7. Gets that one. Chris Middleton right back down. He took the clutch shots for the Bucks down the stretch. He has 25. Nets ball, 45 seconds to go. Durant. Harden misses the 3, but alertly goes back, gets his rebound over to Durant, and that one will go. Durant, 30 points with the clutch 3. Harden, 12 assists. 6 turnovers, but none in the second half, so cleaned it up tight when he needed to. Now we got 10 seconds left. Nets lead by 2, and they got the ball. Bucks are going to play this thing out, and they force a turnover. Middleton gets a hand on it. Now we're going to call a timeout, and we get to advance the ball. There you see it. Just kind of maybe bounce that off his knee. Whatever it is, it's the Bucks' possession. What are you drawing up in there? Good. Holiday. Middleton in the corner. Giannis is cutting through.
Adam, didn't he?
Yeah, but I think at some point that's hard. Yep, you feel the pressure of that clock ticking, and he's running right there. But that time, I think he's in the shooting motion. Nets are going to win at 125-123 as that thing rims out. Durant 39 and 6, Harden 34 points, 12 assists, 6 rebounds. So they've scored or assisted on 84% of the Nets' points in their first 2 games together in Brooklyn. 208 out of 247, both victories, and they've picked it up in the fourth quarter in both wins. The pair has scored or assisted on 61 of the Nets' 69 fourth quarter points. As you'd expect, Steve Nash, good coaching, get it to your best players. Harden now in his second partnership go-around with KD.
We were young in Oklahoma City. We're grown men now. We know what we want. We really know the game of basketball now. We're not those young guys that just run around and want to just shoot and dunk all day. We know the games, we know spots, we know, teams players. We're more advanced. And then for me, as I sit back, I know what type of player Kevin Durant is. He's one of the best players to ever touch a basketball. As God-given, 7 foot, can basically do everything. So for me, it's not trying to compete with that. It's allowing Kevin to be the best Kevin he can be. And I'm going to make sure that I can make him better and then make my teammates better. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
I feel as though like you said, we've been in the league for James' 12th years, James' 12th year, my 14th season. So we pretty much seen every defense, every offensive scheme. We done been in every type of game, playoffs, game 7s, so we done been through a lot in this league, experienced a lot. And for us to bring it together now and combine what we've learned over this time and try to play great basketball, I think it was pretty seamless for us. It was an easy transition, especially with James, handling the ball a lot coming in. So we still trying to, find our way, and, we still got room to improve, but it's a solid start.
They're that old. We'll go by the numbers.
Shut up, Beavis.
Harden and Durant combined for 138 points in their first 2 games there with the Nets. Second most by any 2 teammates in their first 2 games, behind only Wilt Chamberlain and York Larice, who had 151 in 1961 for the Warriors. The thing is, Wilt had 139. Other dude had 12. Harden becomes the first player ever to get at least 30 points, 10 assists in his first 2 games with a new team, averaging 33 points, 13 assists in his first 2 games with Brooklyn. As you said, no turnovers in the second half after going 9 in the first game and 6 in the first half here. Harden has scored or assisted on 129 points in his first 2 games with the Nets. According to Elias, that's the most by any player in his first 2 games with a team, NBA history.
Harden suiting up for the Nets and playing with Kevin Durant. Now, listen, I know they barely squeaked by the Magic, but it was magical what I saw from Brooklyn. Jalen, what did you see from the potential of this Nets nucleus?
The NBA that I was born to, that I played so long, needed this so very much. You got the East Coast villain, you got the West Coast superhero in LeBron James. And I was sitting back watching the Derek Coleman, Kenny Anderson throwback jerseys, and I was also watching the Bucks play. And I saw Giannis go 1 for 10 from the free throw line. And you know what I was thinking? KD's winning the East.
I love
Kevin
it.
Durant's
Come to the
winning
dark
the
side.
East.
Come to the dark side, Mr. Rose. Because you've been talking about the Bucks all season. Come to the dark side.
You know how much I love Giannis and Middleton and Drew Holiday. And I've tried to hold out hope, Jacoby, that they were going to win the East. But now James Harden is playing with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Let me tell you guys would have been more fair at the park. If James Harden would have got traded to the East to play with Joel Embiid. So now you got those 2, you got KD and Kyrie, you have Jalen and Tatum. That would be more fair. But now you put Harden on the Nets. Oh, man, it's unfair, man.
If you want to take this to the park, you want to go to the park analogy, they're going to run until they're done. They're not going to lose. They're going to walk off the court and be like, yo, you want to get dinner? You want to leave or something? That's how good I see this team. I see this team winning the East, and it's not even close. There's just too much firepower. I don't care if they don't play defense. I don't care if they all need the ball. It's going to be fine.
And Jacoby, Mike D'Antoni's going to put 130 up on the board, and he's going to challenge, along with Steve Nash, every other team to outscore them. And also, when the game slows down, Ben Simmons ain't making shots outside of the paint. The Greek Freak ain't making free throws or threes. How physical can the Celtics be up front? And so teams have holes just like the Nets have holes. But that firepower and that playmaking ability and